To go ahead and continue with our availabilities this morning at Dover. We are now joined by Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Chevrolet in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Martin, you returned to your home track this weekend here at Dover after having a very fast race car in Kansas. Talk about your outlook for this weekend, where at a track where you've had success earning your first Career Series win and 9 top 10 finishes.
Yeah, it's always good to come here. It's my home track. I love coming up to this racetrack for a lot of reasons. Of course, being close to home is always neat. But a lot of friends and family come to this race, and it's always neat to see them. And most importantly, I love the racetrack. So our cars have been fast this year, and looking forward to hopefully having a chance to go back to victory lane. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for, and looking forward to the opportunity.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start up front with Bob Pockris and then go to Lee and Mike Hembry.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Is it, when you have fast cars, is it easy to get over stuff like last week, or does it tend to gnaw at you?
It's a lot easier than if you weren't fast and you had one slip away and you felt like your chances, the opportunity would be hard to get again, or it was going to take a while possibly to get that opportunity again. So it's definitely easier when you're running good and you feel like every time you show up at the racetrack there's an opportunity that you could get up there and lead some laps and have a shot at winning no matter what. So it definitely helps.
All right, we'll go to Lee Spencer and then to the back to Mike Hembry.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com. I guess birthdays have new meaning to Sherry now, and given the whole Sherry Strong push, can you kind of talk about that and talk about how she's done with that and the new blood tests that they have for ovarian cancer?
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that. Sherry Strong, the website launched just a few days ago. This week, Sherry's really excited about it. It's really interactive. There's going to be a lot of things on there to help women understand, what she dealt with, how to deal with it. The OVA 1 test is something that, she's really trying to get the word out about. Not a lot of people know about it, and it's a early detection test for ovarian cancer. It's very important for women. So there's a lot of things going on with that. She's really been working hard since she's gotten better and been feeling good. For it's been a while now, but she's really working hard to spread the message and to help other women not hopefully go through what she did, because there was an opportunity there for her to catch it earlier and not have to go through so much. So. Really proud of what she's doing, obviously, and it's really means a lot to her. She's always been the kind of person that thinks of others no matter what kind of situation she's in, and this is no different. So she's been working hard on that for quite a while, and it's something that she's really proud of, and be interesting to see just how many people she can help and hopefully really change the dynamic with how women are diagnosed. And I think for us the biggest thing is when she first got diagnosed with ovarian cancer, we were both like, what the hell is that? And that's the scary part. So hopefully someday, September, you'll see everything teal just like you do with Breast Cancer Month. You see all the pink ribbons and you know what it means, and hopefully someday the teal ribbons will be out there in September, and we'll get the word out, spread the message, and hopefully no women will have to go through what she did.
All right, we'll go to Mike and then back up front to Claire.
Mike Hembry, USA Today. 2 questions, Martin. First, this track obviously is unique as far as the size, the banking, the high speeds here. Do you really have to approach setting up passes and so forth here differently than some of the other tracks of similar size?
Yes and no. I mean, it's definitely different how you approach this racetrack. I still, you still really set up passes the same way. You look for guys' weakness in front of you. You look for, obviously where he's running on the racetrack, and you try to figure out, okay, what are my options here and how am I going to make it happen? So it could be different, but for the most part, it's still the same. it's all about trying to figure out how to get around the corner faster than the guy in front of you. So it's probably, it's funny, you think about this place and you look, it's somewhat two groove. Sometimes you get the high side. Some guys get the high side rolling, but typically here when you get a run on somebody or you pass somebody, it's because they slipped. Because you're so on edge here, there's a lot of opportunities to pass, even though most guys want to run the same line. It's really hard to get your car working right, get your car doing the things you need to do to run that one lane, and opportunities are when guys slip and make mistakes.
And next week, the All-Star race, been changes already and maybe changes still evolving. How do you see the nature of that race changing next week?
I really don't have any idea. It's we're gonna have to see. I mean, there's so many questions. What's the tire going to be like? Is there going to be a lot of fall off, a little fall off? All those things. When we talk about the I don't know what you call it at the end, where guys are going to have to pit and some guys are going to have to stay out. It's all going to really matter what the tire does. So if the tire falls off a lot, that last 10 laps where the top 10 have to pit or whatever it is, I'm not sure exactly even how it's going to work yet, but that's going to get exciting at the end with guys running for their lives on old tires and guys trying to get to the front on new tires. So that'll be fun if the tires are right. Just for not really sure what it's going to be like yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But the All-Star race is always exciting. I'm looking forward to being a part of it again this year, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun for everybody.
All right, we'll go to Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I asked Brad Keselowski this week about the incentives once you win a race, to keep, obviously you all want to win, but the incentives in the chase format. Do you guys need any more incentives, do you think, once you've won a race, to do any more, to want to get those additional wins in that segment that you're in?
Boy, I don't know. I think all of us are here to win, no matter what the circumstances, no matter where you're at in points, no matter how long you've been here. It's to win cup races is really, really difficult. It's really important, I think, to all of us. That's why we're here. I don't know that you have to say, he's got points, he doesn't care. I don't think that's the case. I think you see guys actually taking more chances now trying to win because they have that secure chase spot. You look at Denny Hamlin last week. He's got to win. He's running, he ran, 4th, 5th, 6th all night. He ran pretty good, but he's seen that opportunity towards the end of the race. He stuck it in the middle 3 wide and wrecked 3 cars because he had that secure spot. Had he not had a win, he wouldn't have done that. So you could play both sides of the argument. You could say, well, guys aren't trying as hard, or you could also say, well, guys are willing to risk a lot more now. So there's 2 ways of looking at it, but I think the bottom line is everybody wants to win. Racing is, whether we're racing for $5 or $5 million, I think guys are going to, hang it out there and try to get a win. So I think that's certainly our outlook, but, everybody has their own opinions, and it is what it is.
All right, we'll go here in the middle.
Joseph Walken, frontstretch.com. You've been coming to Dover for over a decade now. What changes do you see in the racing over the past 10 years that have really affected your handling of the race car?
Well, there's been a lot of changes over years to the cars and the tire, and this track has changed some itself, even though it's concrete and typically they hold up really well. We've seen some bumps come and go, and it's been ground years ago, and so it's definitely changed. I think the biggest changes are always to the tires and the downforce levels and the bodies and things like that. We've been through a few generations of race cars, so a lot has changed. But Dover's still Dover. It's like going to Bristol. It's one of those places that you always fight the same problems. You really always approach it the same way, and it takes a kind of a different driving style to get around it than most tracks you go to.
All right, we'll come up front right here.
Hi, Martin. Pat Principe, WGAL-TV. They've made some changes here with the safer barriers and enlarging the pit stalls. Can you speak to that?
Pit stalls that's a big deal. Enlarging them, making just that few extra feet, could make all the difference. So it's always been a really tight pit road. Difficult to get in and out of your box, especially if there's someone in front and behind you. Not a lot of room for the pit crews to do their work. So it's definitely going to be a big help. Give us a little bit more room. And the safer barriers are a good addition everywhere. Obviously, I think as we go down the road here, every single piece of wall that you could possibly hit on a racetrack is going to be safer barriers. So it's a good thing, good upgrade, and it should help us all.
Final questions for Martin? All right, Martin, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend in
Thank
your
you.
Furniture Row Racing Toyota.